Something about that painting looks strange. Search painting. Folder full of radiographic images. Okay. Oh, can I use that at the medical thing? Fiberglass insulation. This isn't really food. Grandpa might eat it, however. That seems really weird. Did I mention before I don't know what the hell to make of this? Oh my god, it's almost been an hour. Really? Examine. The waste here smells particularly strong. Search trash pile. A lot of reading involved here. Simple paper doll. This might be useful in the construction of magic symbols. Okay. Oh. Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Oh. Whoops. There we go. What in the hell? Like, in all seriousness, what am I playing right now? So, save game. Oh, go to study corner. Medical imaging device. You slip the radiographic images you found onto the machine's display. Propagation, number 21, day 19 after dormancy. Anthropoidal vacuum broken. Yes. Term at 21 days. Notes in detail. Intriguing results with regard to the mimic hypothesis. A participant entered a sealed chamber adjacent to whiskers, growth cycle number 21, which have been freed from the anthropoidic vacuum. Constructed quite economically from plastic and broken mirrors, the first propagation's original earthenware vacuum was shattered during the move-in. Between the two, there was a semi-opaque glass panel that allowed observation both ways. The human participant was asked to think of someone in the popular consciousness, fictional or no, and cogitate on their image, personality, face if possible, voice if possible, etc. Our participant chose Jesus of Nazareth, and with weekly repeated exposures to the participant's imaginings, propagation 21 began forming what resembled an anthropoid Nazarene in the fold of its spines. Oh God. Previous human-oriented tests have always bore out a result that Whiskers would form an anthropoid team member. but be it me or Dr. Hart or Gerald, and we assumed it was merely mimicking one of us. Dr. Hart has always contended the desirous yield, or the anthropoid reproduction, Whiskers creates when in contact with human beings. Has always been based on the conception and relation to the person through someone else. With this framework, the desirous yield is not actually a replica of a person, or if it is only a replica of the friction of a person generated in the mind of another. This desirous yield was not Jesus Christ, but the participants' image of Jesus assembled from their religious upbringing, religious artwork, depictions in popular culture, etc. This radiograph was taken right before the destruction of the growth cycle, while Whiskers was rendered unconscious via fumigation. It seems like with every successive propagation, the stem cells in the organism work a little faster, but I'm not paranoid. It's technically deathless, yes, but we're burning up whatever knowledge it's gained when we incinerate it. I don't believe in magic just yet. Propagation number 2, day 0 after dormancy. Onth vacuum broken, yes, term. Huh. Oh, okay. Please excuse me there. We've taken to calling it whiskers, though of course some have interpreted it as hair or needles or quills, but whiskers is more accurate, as the needles are really more like suprasensory follicles or spines. The nerve nets distributed throughout the morphology of these spines resemble those of genus Hydra, but have myelin sheaths that are functionally the same as vertebrae. As we can see in the X-ray, each spine is laden with dense optical arrangements similar to compound eyes. A Hydra connection is assuredly worth investigating with regard to the organism's capacity for regeneration and anecdotal deathlessness. It certain is a robust enough creature to inspire marvel that is not untinged with fear. Day 14 after dormancy, anthropoid vacuum broken, no term. Exposure to mammalian forms, part of a series of zoomorphic influences, led to further understanding of the propagation's ability to simulate the somatic stem cells that constitute fully developed animals. What the fuck? I write simulate in the previous statement because examining tissue of each propagation leads me to believe its amazing capacity for accelerated growth or vastly different forms comes from its cell-level mutability. And yet, at no time does it function as the thing it becomes, except in the sense that it mimics it. That is to say, when Whiskers is removed from dormancy and replicates a rabbit's morphology, it is not seeing from the rabbit's eyes, nor smelling from the rabbit's nose, but pretending that it does and doing a very good job of it. Oh, great. Day 10 after dormancy. No, okay. This radiograph was taken at or around growth cycle number 4. The strange thing about it was that the subject of the image was found nowhere near the enclosure. It's almost like a piece of Whiskers fell off and scurried into the corner. Oh no. Okay. Sorry about that. I feel like we've learned a lot since then, but at the time I remember speaking about the morphology being weird, not really even resembling any extant zoomorphic structure besides maybe a cuttlefish. Then I happened to open the thing up. Inside were all these little dead amoeba-like things, but they all sort of looked like they had faces. Faces that were just barely there. After I took the radiograph, I gathered it up and went to go through it in the biohazard bin. As I walked by the bars of the enclosure, I could hear Whiskers suddenly going wild, flopping around and grunting excitedly. Could it have smelled the cuttlefish thing? Would it eat its own production? I guess it's technically flesh. This is beyond the scope of the project, but it could be that without the stimulus of an active brain, or more specifically a healthy and active brain, capable of face recognition and theory of mind, Whiskers began to pull whatever it can from the limited data available to it. Again, this is not our focus at this time, but I left a note for Dr. Hart just in case you wanted to take a look. And then day 21. Then we're back to this one. Okay. What in the hell? Okay. So... Okay. Exit. Examine educational poster. No, okay. Kitchen corner. Prepare food. Soft fruit or vegetable. Banana. Unappealing item. Battery fiber. What? I'm sorry, what? Banana and fiberglass conceal? Battery conceal? What? Why am I... What am I doing? None. Okay, no, I can't conceal. I mean... The insulation is concealed in the browning banana flesh. What? Why did I put insulation in it? Concealed insulation. I mean... Okay. Go to Grandpa. So first feed it, I guess. Would you like to feed the tutorial before you start? You will not be prompted again. Yes. This brief tutorial will go over the basics of feeding Grandpa via induction of your unprotected insula. Grandpa has simulated the production of tooth enamel to mimic a human mouth. It will need to be fed through this in order to properly learn and grow. First, you will need to select an item from the lunchbox. Click on the lunchbox in the bottom right corner. The contents of the lunchbox will be displayed. Nice food, bad food. Select an item from the lunchbox. Doing so will fill your hand with this item. Note that any food can be put back into the lunchbox by clicking on the lunchbox with a full hand. Before Grandpa can be fed, it must judge the food by smell. Hover your hand above Grandpa's olfactory bulbs. If Grandpa is pleased, it will allow you to feed it. Most foods Grandpa will accept. However, getting Grandpa to consume other things requires some culinary deception. When Grandpa is willing to be fed, hover your hand over its mouth and click. Grandpa will then consume the food. Good luck on feeding Grandpa. You approach a small window set in jail. Cashews. Okay. Meal appears to have been sufficient. Good to know. Oh, there we go. Why would I feed him this? Why? Okay, hang on. Step away from him, set in the bars. Grunts in appreciation and locomotes towards its favorite corner. Feeding summary. Digestible food, 0 other. Save game. Yes. One of two acceptable foods eaten. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's try the blueberries. Grandpa finds this palatable. Meal appears to have been sufficient. Okay. So wait a minute. Okay. 2 acceptable foods eaten. Teach Grandpa. 0 2 words top. 5 vocabulary cards to help Grandpa speak. Teach Grandpa. Tutorial. Example, this brief tutorial will go over teaching Grandpa pronunciation and vocalization. The vocabulary word you picked will appear in the top left corner. In the bottom right corner will be a pentagon that is divided up into 8 sections. A section of the pentagon will be highlighted briefly. A notification sound will play, and soon another section will be highlighted. You will control a small round icon that sits above the pentagon by using your mouse. The ball is constrained to the limits of the pentagon. The goal is to keep your icon over the highlighted area and move it as the area changes sections around the pentagon. When you hold left click above the correct highlighted area, icon will start to vibrate along with the simulated vocal cords, and the current letter of your word will begin to turn red. Keep holding over the highlighted section and adjust your icon as it changes place. Soon the layer will become fully red. After every layer becomes red, Grandpa will proudly pronounce the word to you, and it will be considered learned. Teaching Grandpa these words will accelerate its cognitive development and lead to further breakthroughs in general intelligence. Okay. Would you like to view... Okay, so I already did this. Yes. You approach small and set in jail by... Okay, so hang on. What the hell? Deep within Grandpa, strange membranes phonate confidently. Having completed the lesson, you take a look at the back of the vocabulary module card and the notes that were there written by administrators of the past. Grandpa, part of vocabulary and vocalization module E81 family. General pronunciation comments. Usual trouble with articulation, voice thin and raspy, possibly underdeveloped larynx. Module comments. See below. We have done several sessions of what we are calling familial relation simulation. I and a co-researcher sit in chairs opposite the enclosure. We are wearing the usual masks, and we begin to act out a scene, mostly through improvisation, that might roughly resemble a kitchen table conversation between an immediate family. Repeated trials would reveal, although our simulated conversation was purposely vague and unspecific regarding persons and identities, we would only address each other as brother, father, sister, etc. It soon became apparent the encoded information and associations we unconsciously drawn upon when hearing and speaking these words was being picked up on by Whiskers and its psi-type field of reception interpretation of brain-mind events semantic content. What? My co-researcher William noticed this in a simulation where Whiskers was given a role as a sister and he as a brother. I was the father. Whiskers began responding to certain prompts with unusual specificity, as well as a general pattern and timbre of speech that continued with unusual consistency. As soon as the simulation ended and we left the enclosure area, William let me know that Whiskers was almost certainly drawing from encoded memories of his late sister, mapping out exactly what regions and centers of neural activity are intercepted by the psi-type field will take extensive neuroimaging that we do not have at this site. Currently, we only have less precise portable equipment. However, our experiences so far are eerily in line with folk knowledge and folk explanations regarding the being's access to desires, and we can begin to infer it has access to certain portions of the limbic system and the ventral temporal cortex. God damn, okay. Step away from bars and store the module card at the document table. Go to Grandpa. Teach Grandpa. Yes. Oh. Yeah. Having completed the lesson, you take a look at the back of the vocabulary module card and the notes there written by administrators of the past. Hello, part of vocabulary and vocalization module A2, conversational basics. General pronunciation comments, sloppy articulation module comments see below. We are already encountering some difficulty of Whiskers' subjectivity, as Whiskers' subjectivity is so much determined by a diverse and dynamic array of influences. It attempts to mimic the thoughts and desires it passively intercepts, and these imitations go on to structure the basis of its identity. Only later in Whisker's growth cycle does it begin to form an identity or identities that are coherent and capable of resembling a sane, rational human being when engaged in conversation. One must imagine how hard it would be to converse with someone who is not yet oriented in one particular way towards who or how they are, because they might have 20 different honest answers to these questions, all of them mixed and muddled together. Oh my god, okay. Because of this, we have started with the basics of conversation: greetings, partings, identifying one another, forming questions, etc., etc. It is fortunate Whiskers' current growth, number 19, I believe, has developed a mostly accurate human mouth simulation. Hello was a bit of a challenge in the previous growth, as it had failed to develop an adequate organ to act as a human tongue. You step away from the bars and store the module card. Okay. Save game. Explore the basement. I don't think there's anything else to explore. I think I looked at everything. End week? I'll take a quick look around, I guess. Bulbous growth. Okay, we'll end the week, I guess. Would you like to end the week? Yes. Weekly summary. Food acquired: cashews, lettuce, banana battery, blueberries, fiberglass insulation, concealed insulation. Weekly summary. Documents acquired: doll, glue, grandpa, magic book, hastily written, paper doll 1. Paper doll 1? Knowledge you acquired this week has given you access to a new conversation topic to discuss with Shit. 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 Okay, hang on. We're skipping a bit. We're skipping a bit. Please ignore what's happening. Please ignore what's on screen right now. Please ignore it. Thank you for ignoring this. Enter. Exit game. Yes. Okay. I'm an idiot. Continue. Okay. Go to Grandpa. Attempt to communicate. Grandpa accedes to your request. It approaches the bars and begins to unknit its skin. The inner grandpa, though still not fully formed, is revealed. It may be fruitful to speak with it if it can respond. Ah, 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 ah. Ask about wish. With a great deal of effort, Grandpa gurgles fragmented thoughts through its ill-formed lips. Mother, will father. New lives out of the air. The dark, spiny filaments that make up the majority of Grandpa's body begin to oscillate rapidly. The air behind your eyes, I can taste it. Ask about Grandpa's shell. With a great deal of effort, Grandpa gurgles fragmented thoughts through its ill-formed lips. Skin, my body. All human skin around me. Give more. Grow more to fit. Ask about the biohazard bin. With a great deal of effort, however, it fails to produce more than a wet and frustrated sputtering noise. Goodbye. So. Okay. Observe. Content and ready to cooperate. Okay, now we can move forward. Because we searched the basement fully. There wasn't anywhere else to go, I think. Didn't look like it, at least. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now I think we can move forward. End week. Yes. There we go. Conceal. Okay. Paper doll. Knowledge you acquired this week has given you access to a new conversation topic to discuss with Grandpa. Language. Okay. Okay. Week 3. Mrs. Richards approached me the other day in order to remark on Adrian's development. She noted how much more at ease she appeared when called upon in class, or when asked to participate in group exercises. I told her I had seen this change happening as well, and that as much as I would like to take credit for it, I can only guess dimly at what might be reshaping her attitude. Mrs. Richards posited that it was perhaps Adrian's family moving into their grandfather's property that caused the change. It apparently is out in the country in a wooded area full of wide open space and far from the bustle and noise of the city. The grandfather, Dr. Jacob Hart... Oh no... had jointly purchased the land with the university he was employed with and began constructing what he was intending to be a satellite campus for a burgeoning psychological anthropology program he had a hand in establishing. Only one building ever ended up being constructed after Dr. Hart died in a car accident when driving back from the property one day. Eerily, almost at the exact same time, a grad student who was assisting Dr. Hart on some sort of project at the property vanished without a trace. The property sat in disuse for years as it was tied up in legal battles between Dr. Hart's next of kin, the university, the vanished grad student's family, and the other students Dr. Hart was working with. Eventually, the case was settled out of court. Only recently did the property fall into the possession of Adrian's mother. Obviously, I was not going to relay this whole tragic story to Adrian, who, for all I know, believes her grandpa to still be living in the basement of his home. Besides, I thought she might already know all of this. Perhaps the elaborate story she was constructing was her own way of escaping the morbid details of a life, or perhaps lives, cut short by the cruel force of fate and the cynical adults who squabbled in the aftermath. I determined perhaps the storytelling she was and continues to engage in should not be encouraged by me, at least not in the way I went about it before, where I made active inquiries into her strange fancy of a semi-sentient ball of skin. When I saw Adrian, I did not bring up her grandpa or ask questions about his growth. Adrian could not stop talking about it, however. I had no choice but to weather her bizarre and enthusiastic effusions about her new best friend. Adrian, maybe we can talk about something else. I'm not sure I'm following you exactly. He's gotten so big, he has so many whiskers that come out, and I can see them move around when I think about him. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm so happy Grandpa's back. He's so much cooler than Mom and Dad. Once again, for what it's worth, I have put down the story she told me as best as I could. Adrian once again told me about growing her grandpa. Oh, God. Okay. Still won't let us go here. Examine trash. Trash pile. Wait, what? Kiwi. Looks edible. Grandpa might like this. Okay, hang on. Let me move my fingers. Okay, nothing here, except for that kiwi. Bulbous growth. Pulsating sac grows in this corner of the basement. I don't have a sharp thing. Don't have anything I can do with this. Cabinet. Examine. Something under... slouching away of rotten refuse. Okay. Nothing. Top drawer. Again, nothing. Bottom drawer. Trash pile. Examine. Something about that painting looks strange. Search painting. Okay. Search trash pile. Ooh, found a thing. Found two things. Potato! It looks edible. Grandpa might like this. Okay. Linguistics module. Life. Alright. Back up. Trash pile. Examine. The waste here smells particularly strong. Search the trash pile. Okay. That's something at least. Okay. Indecision. Okay. Bulbous growth? There's another one. Huh. Weird. Alright. 0, 3 acceptable foods eaten. Seek out things to feed Grandpa. 0, 2 words taught. Okay, let's save again. Because at this point, anything I go with is just, that's going to be it. Study corner. Oh wait, no. Well, paper doll. Oh, that's it? That's all it says? Just paper doll? Okay. Okay. Nothing I can do here. Oh, whoops. Okay. Okay. Really nothing? Nothing. Alright, cabinet 3. Okay. Kitchen corner. Search lower fridge. Strawberry, it looks edible. Grandpa might like this. I mean, it's something. Search upper fridge. Pear, it looks edible. Grandpa might like this. Prepare food, I guess. Potato. No. Wait, what happens if I just... Okay, I'm gonna try this. Save game. Go to Grandpa. Observe. Examine Grandpa knowing his movements representing general mood. Grandpa's gums are bleeding slightly and his skin seems overly dry. It may need a food packed with vitamin C. A kiwi fruit would be an excellent remedy. Feed Grandpa. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Kiwi. Good. Appears to have been sufficient. Strawberry. Pear. Different. What do you actually like, Grandpa? What's a lettuce? Neutral reaction. All right, let's go with the strawberry. Appears to have been sufficient. And pear. Okay. Step away from the window, grunts in appreciation, and locomotes towards its favorite corner. 3 digestible food. Okay, good. Next. Grandpa. Teach. Life and indecision. Okay, so indecision. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, okay. I actually made that out very well. Good job, Grandpa. Having completed the lesson, you take a look at the back of the vocabulary module card and the notes that were written by administrators of the past. Indecision, vocabulary, theory of mind, general pronunciation comments, articulation problems, possible trouble with diphthongs. Module comments, see below. We are introducing the latest growth of whiskers to more subtle social cues and testing its ability to judge mental states of participants in conversation. The semantic content that flows to whiskers via its psi field is still becoming muddled and slipped without distinction into conversation, although our intention of instilling it in a solid theory of mind will perhaps make it begin to understand that we do not know what it knows or know what we are without our control sending to it. One would think a theory of mind seems to develop as part of its maturation process. In order to hunt sapient beings, it must be able to deceive them. In order to deceive, it must be able to make certain metacognitive judgments. For example, if their deception appears to be working, or how one ought to be deceived. We may never see it develop a theory of mind anytime soon, as Dr. Hart has disallowed a cycle of whiskers growth to live into the beginnings of maturity. Step away from the bars. Okay, one more. Teach Grandpa. Go. Go for it. That was quick. It's getting better. Take the concept formation, general pronunciation comments, none. Module comments, see below. At week 3 of growth number 24, whiskers appeared to recall some information from a previous growth cycle. We cannot be sure that this was really the case. For all we know, what we interpreted as it recollecting this information was really it drawing semantic content from one of our recollections of it and redeploying it without rationality or contextualization. For the sake of our safety and for the sake of scientific inquiry, we are attempting to draw out from whiskers whether it somehow retains knowledge from previous cycles in its morpholactic nucleus. We did not think it was possible the nucleus, though complex and incredible in its regenerative abilities, was capable of this, and that the nerve network that grew from it made up the base of Whiskers' mind. And so we are now attempting to ask Whiskers as best we can if it has ever died, or what it might remember if it did. What in the hell? Save. Go to Grandpa. Attempt to communicate. Got anything different to say about that now? Still struggles somewhat to speak due to its underdeveloped tongue, mouth, and jaw. However, it manages to rasp out an answer. Hunger is not enough. On the walls of the cave, the auroch can be hunger transformed. Desire is fulfilled by pain. Your grandpa doesn't have the right words right now. I can only say I love you. Love is not enough, though. Desire is not enough. Project it outwards. Make it true to yourself. If only in symbol, then it will be enough. For me and for you. Ask about Grandpa's shell. Something to grow in. My skin is not the doll's skin. My skin is not like your skin either. I can still feel your eyes on me inside my shell. I have many eyes to see, but I don't need them as much as I need your eyes, with which I can understand as seeing me. There is a cycle of attention. You give me myself, but I am still not that. Slowly I form a human shape, and you see me more as human, and I become that. Okay. They kept putting me in a box, sleeping and then satellite, and then in a box in the corner, in the darkness. Most of you couldn't read then. The scribe came and wrote what everyone said. They wrote on strips of bark with thin reeds. No, it was not that. It was a paper posted somewhere. It had words to open the box. I was half dead in the box. The part of me that dies was put there for a long time. That part of me, the other things they threw in, a refuse pile, papers they discarded. Ask about language. Grandpa is old. My lives were easier before I made myself to speak and before you made clothes to wear and rules to obey. Your grandpa remembers, I have learned much in many lives and deaths. Keep speaking with me. I love talking with you and learning from you, and it helps your grandpa so much. Soon I will be everything you would like me to be. What in the hell? Goodbye. Observe. Examine grandpa. Appears content and ready to cooperate. Yep, okay. Save game. Yes.